everybody. This is Tea Talks with Chelsey, and that is me. I am your host tonight, and this is going to be super exciting because I once again have a good friend of mine as a guest tonight, and I'm very excited for you guys to meet her. Her name is Nola Sinanan, and I hope I said that last name right because sometimes I really screw up names. I have a problem with names. I'm going to get healed for that, but that's okay. Hi, everybody. Just say, where you're watching from, who you are. Hi, Amy. Hi, Jacqueline. This is such a good night. Monday night, the first day of your week, wherever you go. If you teach at a school, if you go to an office, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, whatever it is, or stay-at-home dad, it doesn't matter. It's always nice to have a good positive message, a good, hey, let's go motivational kind of topic to talk about. And it's going to be so good. We're going to be talking about life coach, creative coach. Nola is a life and creativity coach as well. And so she's going to give you some empowering tools that you'll be able to use for your week, but also get you to maybe perhaps attend the Get Off the Bench online 5-day program. She will talk all about that. If this interests you, this is something that you're like, oh my goodness, I need to be empowered. I need to be motivated. I need to be inspired. Well, do not swipe anywhere else. Just stay with us for a few. Be our guest here, join the family of the Tea Talks family. And this is what we do. We grab our tea. I'm a tea drinker. Maybe you're a coffee drinker. Maybe you're a water drinker. All day I drink water. I need tea. And so we grab our tea and we have a conversation about real life things. And then in the mix of it, how does God fit in all of this stuff that we do, this thing called life, right? So we have some people here from Manitoba. Hi, Tracy. Edmonton, Alberta. Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Oh my goodness. This is so awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time, let me know, because we have fun here on Tea Talks. This is what I'm saying. We have a podcast as well. So every single interview that I've done in the past, if you've missed it, you can check it on the YouTube channel under Voice of Revival. You can go to one of the playlists and you'll see Tea Talks with Chelsey, so you can see one of those live, or you can actually check us up on a podcast called Tea Talks with Chelsey. And we are on Spotify, Apple, and Anchor. And I know no one really uses Anchor, but if you do, it's there just for you. All right. So you can check us up on Spotify and Apple. So far, we have We have 12, 16. My goodness. No, we have 12 episodes up for you. We have so many episodes to go through, but right now it's always every second Monday we post a new podcast for you to listen to. And it's so good because you get a real positive message for you to start your week off. So if you're in traffic or if you're driving from one place to other and you have like maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes to, fill yourself up with something good, that is what you want to do, is download one of those podcast messages. So check that up. Let me just show this again. You can check us out. Check. Oh my goodness. See, I told you I need to drink tea. Let me do that. Tonight, I am drinking one of the teas I got from my coworker. And I don't know if she's watching right now, but I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Sutton. And she gave me some new teas today, and she had no idea what I actually do with these teas. And this is what I do. I have conversations with my friends. So tonight, this is what I'm drinking. I don't know if it's going to focus or, I'm learning. Hang on. I got to get some light on it. Maybe. Nope. I got to do that hand thing. All right. Is it doing? Yeah. I can't believe it works every time. All right, so it's Laura Secord. I don't know if you have a Laura Secord. Oh, focus back. Okay. I don't know if you have a Laura Secord where you are, but this is Laura Secord, and the flavor I am drinking is pomegranate and cranberry. It's actually really yummy. Like, it's really yummy. I'm very excited to drink some more. So this is what it looks like. The little tea bag is a lady, a silhouette of a lady. It's hard to see. I told you. Hang on. Let me hide my face. Do you get it? There. Oh, sort of. Anyways. Oh, camera. I love you. So what kind of drink do you drink? Are you a tea drinker, coffee drinker? How, my goodness, you guys are commenting. I love this. We have Texas, Southern California. Woohoo! You are in the house. Hello, Don. Yes. Yes. Oh, Kira. Okay, we're going to take just 2 minutes here and pray for Kira. Lord Jesus, we just pray for an overhaul over Kira Jones right now. God, she needs a health overhaul healing right now, Father God. And so we just pray that, oh my goodness, just pushing you into that pool, a Bethesda, if I said that right, so that you could be healed from head to toe, because I know that there has been some other issues as well, but you need an overhaul, and God is healing your body. Right now, I just saw a vision of you being pushed right into that pool so that you could be healed from head to toe. God is healing your heart as well, not just physically, but emotionally as well. I feel like there's some things that have probably gone on that your heart's been a little bit heavy or burdened. And so God is just healing your heart as well. So Kira, we bless you with that. Oh my goodness. Amazing store in San Diego that sells tea called Property. Okay, I need to post this. Lorraine, you are my girl. Okay. Property. I get mint and add cinnamon. Sticks to it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Okay. So give me all of your tricks for tea, and I will try this one out. Property, eh? In San Diego. I'm going to see if I know we don't have a property here. It's like the improperty, I guess it could be called. But we do have, no, we don't. We don't have a David's tea anymore. That used to be my go-to. It is no longer because we don't have any more. But, oh well. Either way, I can always order them or get my friends from work to give me some teas, Anyways, whatever. It's all good. I want to give you guys a little heads up. Here was last week's episode was with my good friend, Tammy Miracle from Ontario. She's got so much wisdom. So if you missed that interview, you do want to check that out. Again, if you don't want to watch it live, no problem. This will eventually get turned into a podcast. So you can wait for that. That's just that. We talked about so much. We talked about balancing life and ministry and what that's like for a mama of 5. I mean, jeepers. I have 2. And, I want more, but the 2 keep me on my toes. I can't imagine 5. So that's happening. I also want to let you know the last Saturday of each month, we also have Ladies Revival Night. This is an amazing night where we have a panel of ladies that get to minister to you. We love on you. There's encouraging words we give out, prophecy. There's also sharing of the gospel, sharing our testimony to you. Also, if there's anyone that needs healing or a miracle or anything of the sort, we pray for that. We're just expecting God to do something so amazing. And the results that have come back, it's such good fruit. So many people have gotten healed, physically healed online. God is moving wherever you are. God is moving. And so it's just such a good time. And so I'm going to show you a little clip, a little preview of what happens when we have a good time. And soon you will see my good friend, Nola Sinanan. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's E-Revival Night. Hello, Nola.
Hello, hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you, Chelsey?
Good. I'm very excited, as you can tell.
I can tell. I can tell. I have my tea. I heard your little intro, so I got my tea and I got my peppermint and creamy vanilla. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes. How do you
So
do that? Why does my camera not?
I'm
You're just
just
good.
go. Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
you're
You just
just
got to
good.
go slow, not too
Oh,
fast.
slow. Okay. So, do you like that kind of fruity tea?
I do like fruity tea actually,
Mm.
like herbal, fruity,
Yep.
peppermint, vanilla, all
Mm.
all kind of my jam.
I have to have like black tea in the morning just to give me a nice buzz, and then the rest has got to be fruit, herbal, that kind of stuff. So,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love this. I only drink coffee. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
That's okay, Delphina. We love coffee people too,
Yes, to each his own.
right? So here we have Nola Sinanan,
Yes, you
right?
said it right. You said it perfectly. I am so
Okay.
impressed.
Has people said your name differently?
Oh, we get all sorts. It's mostly I just tell people to say it like cinnamon,
Yeah.
because it's pretty much the same, just with N's instead of the M. So yeah.
Yeah.
My when
Okay.
when my husband and I were dating, my little sister, she was 13 or 14 at the time, she just called us the Cinnamons. She's like, yeah, Mr. Cinnamon's coming over.
That's so cute. I love that. Well, I know you, but there's people who are watching that may not know who you are. So I was wondering if you could just give us the big who, what, where question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, trying to keep it a little bit brief, I grew up on a farm, small town Saskatchewan. So, I am through and through a farm girl, but moved to Calgary when I was a teenager with my family. And I've now lived in the city longer than I lived on the farm. So, I'm a city girl, but a farm girl at heart. Let's put it that way. Um, Got married to my husband, Joe Sinanan. We have two teenage girls who we love and adore. We do actually. We do love and adore them, although there are challenges with any stage of children, right?
Yep.
And my husband and I run Burn 24/7 in Calgary, and we oversee other Burn communities across Canada as well. So that's kind of the ministry side of us. And then more recently, I have been getting trained and getting involved with life coaching. And so that's kind of my new venture. And yeah, really, really excited about that. I'm learning a lot, and actually a lot that I'm applying to my own life, which I
Mm.
think is important because sometimes it's difficult to give away what you haven't learned yet. So I am learning a lot and growing a lot, which is really awesome.
Wow. That's a huge statement though, because it's very true. Uh, it has to sit first in us before
Yeah,
we're able to regurgitate it to others.
absolutely it does.
So that's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge. Oh my goodness. So burn, can we just talk about like maybe just a little bit about the burn? So
for sure.
what is that? Because see, the first question was what is burn?
Okay. So Burn 24/7 is a worship, prayer, and missions movement. It was started back in 2006 by a fellow who you might have heard of called Sean Foyt. He's been doing all of the Let Us Worship events down in the States, along with more recently Hold the Line. He recently did like a outdoor protest against Disney and all of the stuff
Oh
that's
yeah.
kind of the wokeism that's happening there. So he started it in his dorm room and just started worshiping, he and one of his buddies, and a few more people came, and then a few more people came. They went out to the stairwell, and eventually it grew to a warehouse across the street, and there are now probably close to 300 communities across the world who are working towards 24/7 worship and prayer. So
Wow.
that's kind of the jam of what we do. We do extended times of worship and prayer. And then there are also long and short term missions opportunities as well.
Wow. That's incredible. And I think sometimes we see some posts online, and some of the ones that I've seen, you guys actually like go into the community and have live baptisms wherever you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once a year. And in Calgary, once a year, what we do, we call it Praise in the Plaza. So it's down at Olympic Plaza in Calgary, right across from City Hall. It's where they had some of like the medal ceremonies back in the 1988 Olympics.
Cool.
And there's like this shallow kind of wading pool there. So we set up worship and have a stage there, but right in front of the stage is this shallow wading pool. So we do outreach at the same time and then bring people in to, baptize them if they want and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's actually one of our most exciting, coolest events that we love. So
that's so cool though. You have the stage and then right there is an inviting shallow water.
Yeah, right in front. It can be problematic because the people worshiping are kind of far away from where the band is, but it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. Got to get that here in Quebec. Come on,
absolutely, now. Yeah, for sure.
Where is there a little shallow pool? Now I gotta think. Yeah. Do you know what we've done? Oh my goodness, there was one of our friends. He wanted to be baptized, and it was an opportunity that we didn't want to miss out on, right? We just like, well, you have to wait for the summer. Like, no, it was in the middle of the winter and he wanted to be baptized. And the only thing that we could think of was our bathtub.
Yes. So, I actually know a few people who do that as well.
Yeah. Why not?
Why wait?
Right? It's like his heart's in the right place. He's ready to go. And it's just like, yeah, okay, let's do this. We called a couple friends. They came over right away. We did this big thing and he's really tall. So he had to like do this kind of fetal position. Like, oh my goodness. Anyways, it was a beautiful moment. And that will be a moment that he will never forget, is being baptized in our bathtub.
For sure. I can believe it.
Oh my goodness.
That's so good.
So talking about this new adventure now that you're on, which is the life coaching and everything, and that is from certified, tried to get this right, certified flourishing coach.
That's right.
That you're being trained by. Give us some things of like what that's about, and then I'm going to ask you. And if anybody is very interested and wants to know things or ask questions, please feel free to put your questions in the comments and we'll try and get to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I had one of my contacts was calling at the same time. So ask the question one more time. I heard most of it, but what is the actual question? I'm so sorry.
Don't be. That's perfect. I love it. This is real live people.
That's right. I was distracted by a call, even though I had do not disturb on. How does that even happen? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. No, I was just wondering if you could tell us what certified flourishing coach is all about and what you learned through the whole thing.
Okay, so certified flourishing coach is an organization focused a lot on mental health, but also on working with people to realize their dreams and goals. So what they're doing right now is they are equipping coaches to work with other people. So their reach is actually very broad, and they are the ones who organize it, or they're the organization, I guess. They are spirit-filled Christians, but they don't promote themselves as such. So they reach beyond the Christian community, which I really love. But yet they bring in very subtly the gospel message and scripture and all of those things in what they do. So it's recognizable from those of us who know, but getting the gospel out there in just very subtle ways. And it's actually really cool. In one of the trainings that I did, there was a woman there who grew up in church as a child, but she never felt accepted. She was, felt like she was always the odd duck, the odd one out, and just kind of felt hurt and unaccepted by the church. So she just walked away. And when I did, it was actually the creativity coach training that I did. And she came away saying, it's actually okay to dream with God. Like it's okay to like play like with God. And it just kind of started to bring her back into discovering a relationship with the Lord. So like, I just think it's the coolest thing that they're not like outwardly Christian, but like reaching people that the traditional church wouldn't reach. So I just really love it. So that's just a little tangent side thing there. But so what they do is they train coaches, but they also offer programs. I was telling you a little bit earlier, they also offer self-development programs that you can pay if you're not taking the whole coaching program. You can pay for these weekend programs. So for example, I did one called Breaking Free of Fear. So I've struggled with fear a lot in my life and I felt like I needed it. I actually took my 14-year-old daughter with me as well. And we learned tools and strategies to overcome fear, which amazing. It was 2 full days, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, like 2 days. And so like really cool, really informative, really life-changing. They have also one that's called Elevate EST, where they train and equip you to speak on stages. That's over the course of 2 separate weekends. There's an author accelerated program where you, over the course of 2 days, you learn how to write a book and you end up started with your first 3 chapters of a book. So they have a lot of these kind of programs that just, also a leadership one. You get trained in leadership if that's something that you're, if you are a leader, you're looking to get into leadership, or you even just want to lead your family better, that sort of thing. So they just offer so many things and it's just amazing. Like I've been learning and growing so much.
That's incredible. Like, we need more of these things because people out there are just kind of surviving, right? Like, we want people to thrive in life, not just, okay, here we go, drag ourselves around, right?
Yeah.
So these programs are so key to someone's life. Is detrimental. Like,
absolutely. Yep. Their goal is to take you from languishing to surviving to flourishing. So flourishing coach, right? So that's the whole goal. And they do that through these programs, but also like through the coaching program as well. So it's really cool.
Wow. That's incredible. Sounds like Success 101 courses, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. And as soon as you started talking about the whole conquering your fear one, I'm like, ooh.
Yes.
I might want to sign up. Even though I am far, is this offered online or do you have to be in person?
No, they offer in person and online. So there are people all across the world who take these courses in, whether it's coaching or the self-development courses. So I know there's a couple people in Windsor, Ontario. I think at least you're friends with her on Facebook, Brandy Rao, I think is her name, from Windsor.
I think I do.
I think anyway, you're friends on Facebook.
Yes.
Anyway,
friends on Facebook are like,
Yeah, I know. I understand. But yeah, so there's some in Windsor, there's some like all across Canada, there's some in the States, there's Thailand, there's South Africa, like all across, like everywhere. So it's really, really good.
That's so good. So anyone listening to this can definitely benefit if this like speaks to you. Like, the website is certifiedflourishingcoach.com.
Yes.
.com. All right, guys, like, go to that. And also for the one, if you have fear of speaking in front of people, it's kind of like Toastmasters. I don't know if you've ever heard of Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah. I guess I haven't taken Toastmasters and I haven't taken the elevated EST yet. That's coming up.
I haven't either. There's just a lot of good resources out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just knew that Toastmasters was something that definitely does help with speaking, but the fact that this is not in your face Christianity, but has a gospel way of it, it's just so beautiful.
It really is. It really is. I love how far they're reaching and how the gospel message is getting out to those who wouldn't come to church. So, yeah.
And it's like you were saying this before too, where sometimes we have this amazing idea or we have these goals, right? And we have this big, huge picture in front of us, but we can't seem to get one done.
Right. Yeah, we think we have to be like all or nothing,
Yeah.
right? Like, so for example, I feel like God has been speaking to me for a few years about starting to speak, starting to get my message out, that sort of thing, but hadn't really taken any steps towards it. And like, I'm one, I don't like to promote myself. And I don't think, I don't know, as Christians, we want God to promote us. We don't want to be that tacky, hire me or, whatever, right? But yeah, so I have this goal and I have felt God calling me this. I've actually had multiple prophetic words about it, and but haven't done anything, haven't felt the open doors, that sort of thing. So sometimes we need to take this grand goal that we have and break it down into smaller, like, baby steps. Like, what can I
Mm.
do today to work towards this? Or what can I do over the next month to work towards this? And so that's actually part of why I'm doing this coaching thing, is because of all of these programs, not only for this, but because of all of the programs that they offer as part of this,
Yeah.
but also because I want to be able to help people. So they offer all of this stuff. I'm also getting equipped and trained to better help people, to expand my reach, that sort of thing. And so, but sometimes we need to take these grand, lofty goals and just break them down into what can I do with what I have right now, and slowly work towards what we feel God is calling us to do.
So good.
Mhm.
We can get lost almost in our thoughts. I don't
Absolutely.
know, this has probably happened to you before, but where I have, like, my brain goes tee, 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 like almost all day. So I have to always,
Yes.
like, okay, Chelsea, come on, just one.
Yes, absolutely.
But like all day I'll think, okay, I gotta do this and I gotta do that and I gotta do this and that I'd like to do this. And so that goes through my head. And then by 9 o'clock, 9:30, guess what? Nothing was done.
Yes, yes. I was thinking about that today too. Like, my to-do list is this long. Sorry, let me put it in frame here. My to-do list is this long,
Yeah.
and it sometimes feels so overwhelming that you don't even get one thing done. So if you can just, sometimes it's hard, but just block out all of the thoughts and actually have your little written list and say, okay, I'm going to work on the first thing. I'm going to work on that right now. I'm going to focus on that. And then, you break it down one by one, step by step. So that's, I feel like that's a tool that we all need in life, because
Yeah.
especially when you've got a family, you talk about Tammy, who's got 5 kids. Like, I can't imagine, like you, I only have
Right.
2. So we're drawn in and pulled in all of these different directions. So sometimes we just have to bring it back in and make it manageable by step. Focus on one thing right in front of you. So
So that's so important. And it's
mhm.
like Dawn was even saying, I am a list maker and it's so hard to get much of it done.
I
So
agree.
I hope, Dawn, that this is blessing you right now because it's definitely blessing me.
Well, and
Even
then
if you're here for me, I'm good.
yeah. Well, and then the other thing too is, like, I see multiple posts all the time, you go to put laundry in and you carry your basket in, and then you see that the trash needs emptied. So you go to empty the trash, which is down by the pantry, and then you see something that needs put away in the pantry. So you do that. And then you see that something else needs cleaned and something else needs done, and your laundry is still sitting upstairs, not gone in the washer yet. Like, our brains get so scattered sometimes, right? So I mean, it's life. It is life. But we
Yeah.
can do this.
We could do this thing called life. I love having a
Right.
not to-do list.
Yes, and not to do. To do and not to do. And Connie, just so you know, is
Yeah.
my personal life coach. So part of this flourishing program. So it's so cool that she's joined on and is tuning in here.
That's so cool. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. Well, Connie, I just want to say thank you for what you've done with Nola because like, she's just radiating. So thank
Mhm.
you for pursuing and pushing her and doing what you needed to do to get her to where she is now. And I'm like, there's probably there's more. Like there's more to come.
Yes,
there's so much more to come for you. So
yeah.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah. And I think it's important to know that one thing that Connie and I have talked about a little bit is we just have to keep saying yes. Like, okay, there's wisdom in knowing what to say yes to and what to not say yes to. But when we feel God calling us to do something, like for example, signing up to do this coaching thing, I was terrified. I'm like, well, what if I fail? Or what if I actually succeed? Like, what kind of workload is that going to mean? Right? Like, what if I don't have what it takes? What if, like, all of these negative what ifs? And but what she has been encouraging me is that, you just have to keep saying yes to the next thing that God puts in front of you. You just have to keep saying yes. And if we allow fear to hold us back, which I have allowed for a lot of my life, if we allow fear to hold us back, then we're not actually in obedience to what God is asking us to do. So it's kind of scary to me. Like, I just really want to do what God wants me to do. Like, when I feel him calling me, when I feel him doing that, I'm like, I just have to keep saying yes, even if it's in the smallest of things. Yeah. Right? We just have to keep showing up when it's small, when it's hard, when we feel fearful. And then when I talk about the what ifs, I have learned it actually in the creativity coaching class that I took, the certification that I took, was that there are positive what ifs. Like, what if I actually succeed? And what if I actually love this? What if this is like something that I was really meant to do? Like, what are the possibilities instead of what could go wrong? What are my strengths and what could go right? So it's a mind shift that I'm still working on. I'm still learning and growing in it, but it's like transformed how I think about things, like the ability to experiment, the ability to play, the thought that, you know what, it's okay if I fail, because if I fail, I'm learning in the process. And so it's like I can hardly even, like, I think about 6 months ago, I'm like, I didn't think like this. I did not think that these things were okay to think. So it's actually really, really,
it's freeing.
Like, it's very freeing. And I'm like, so grateful, like so grateful. So yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I think, like, knowing what, like you said, knowing when through God, like you're calling, if he's saying like, okay, this is what you should be saying yes to, but you're not saying yes because of fear or condemnation or guilt, then you know that that's not, that's what's holding you back, and that you should actually be saying yes to it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how I feel every time I get on a plane. Don't you remember? Oh my goodness. Every time I'd fly to those retreats, I'd just be like, okay, well, I need prayer because I'm flying alone and I need to just conquer that fear. Do it anyways.
Yes. And you have done it and you have conquered it.
Absolutely.
And I think I was just going to say, I think it's important to note that you did it afraid.
Yeah.
Right? And so often we think that we need to do it without being afraid, but courage rises when we feel afraid. Without being afraid, there is no courage. We don't need courage.
Wow.
Courage rises up when we are afraid. So
I'm writing that down. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, please take notes.
Do it afraid. Find your courage.
Whew. Okay, everybody else can sign off. We're gonna have a little moment here, Nola, just you and me. No, don't sign off. There's so much more.
There's so much more.
Oh my gosh. And so, okay, so how do they get in contact with you? If they are like, oh my goodness, I need this, I need to speak to Nola, how can they do this?
Probably the best way is to send me a Facebook Messenger message. let's see. I could also post here's what I'm going to offer. For those who are watching today, and who would like to take me up on this offer, I'm going to offer a free 30-minute coaching session.
Ooh.
So if you would like to, it's called a discovery session where we just talk about your goals. I can give you maybe a tip or two, or, just kind of find out what you'd be looking for. And really it's to explore what a coaching relationship would look like. And so that it's free, 30 minutes, no obligation to go any further than that. But perhaps there might be a tip or two that you could apply in the next week or the next month or whatever. And so what I have is I have a Calendly link.
Okay.
And I'm going to, can I comment on these comments? How
and
do
then
I
put it in. Yeah. I think you can. There should be at the bottom. Can you comment?
I only see them. I don't see a place to.
No? Okay. Let me know what it
I'm
is.
I'm going to put it in the private chat between you and me. Is that
There
okay?
we go. That is absolutely fine. And then I'll put it in. Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to copy it here.
No problem. Guys, this is
Sorry.
raw live. No, it's good. This is what this is about. Oh, and you already have people who are like, yes, wow, me please. Like,
okay, so I put the link in our private chat. So if you can post that.
Copy and paste, baby.
And copy and paste. There you go.
And I hope it works. It should be fine.
It should work.
Here we go.
And you know what? I can even, if you message me on Facebook, there it is. If you message me on Facebook Messenger, then I can share that link with you too. That's probably the best way to, get in contact with me is through that link, because then you can just sign up for a 30-minute slot and it's done. So easy peasy.
Wow. Yeah. And this is only offered to those who are watching.
Yes. That's right. If you are watching live.
Yes. Let's make that clear. You have to be watching live on today, April 11th.
That's right. At between 7 and 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
There we go. Yeah, that's right. We have to be specific, because you are worth investing in because of the richness and gold that you carry. And I just think it's important that people understand what this is. This is a huge offer. And you're like on the edge of going, oh my goodness, I need to do this. Click that link, because this will probably make or break in whatever you want to do in your life. Absolutely. This could change your life. I mean, you were even saying this. What you went through was life-changing.
It still is life-changing. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning every course that I take. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to apply this. I need my kids to apply this. I need to learn so much. I have learned so much, but yes, absolutely. It is life-changing. And, my goal in doing this, like I posted a story or a post on Facebook a little while ago. We were doing a conference for the Burn. We were hosting a conference, and in the middle of it, it was a 2-day conference. So I was at home sleeping for the night, and I actually had a panic attack because I was like so overwhelmed with all that needed done. I'm like the admin person who takes care of all of the details, but I was so overwhelmed. So I had a panic attack, like the blood drained from me. I was so cold. I was shaking. Like it was horrible. And I remember praying, I'm like, Jesus, like how, like, what do I do? Like how I couldn't calm the thoughts in my head. And I remember him just saying to me, just focus on what is going to affect the people. So set everything else aside and just focus on the people. Like, what are the things you need to do that are going to help people? And that actually, not knowing it at the time, but that actually has become a life goal. It's like, okay, I've done admin stuff forever, like since I was in my 20s. And that's over 20 years and, that sort of thing. And I'm good at that. But also like, I felt a bit unfulfilled because I'm like, how am I actually impacting people's lives? Like I didn't have the one-on-one connections, even though I know that we were, you know, in a grander way affecting lives, but I didn't have that personal fulfillment. So I was like, how can I impact and help people? And so that's the goal of why I'm doing this coaching thing, because I really just want to bless people. I want to help people. I want to help them move. Like, part of my journey is moving from fear to faith, realizing that we're not meant to live in fear. Like, yeah,
Right.
we can be afraid sometimes, but we actually need to step out of fear and move into faith. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I love that. I love moving from fear to faith. Look at
Yes.
this. Dun, 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 signed up.
Awesome. That's so exciting.
Oh my goodness, Brandy, you will not regret this choice.
So exciting.
Oh my goodness.
I look forward to that, Brandy.
So good. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. So again, if you are live watching on April 11th, this offer is for you. Click that link, calendly.com.
Yes.
30-minute free session. Oh my gosh.
So good. So good.
Oh my goodness.
So, can I talk about one other thing too?
Oh, please. Yes.
So, I think you mentioned a little bit earlier. Next week, we are doing, I say we, I'm part of this 5-day online event called Getting Off the Bench and Into Your Influence. And it has speakers coming from all over the place. Like, there's a former radio host, there is a publisher, there are like 2 or 3 different people involved with TED Talks. One's a speaker, one's a producer. There's someone who works with preventing human trafficking. Like, there are all sorts of people who have gotten off the bench and are influencing the world around them. And as well, there are people like me who are starting out in our journey of coaching, who also want to further our influence to help people, also sharing on this thing. Online event. So I just want to put it out there and invite anyone who's on here watching live or not live. It is Monday the 18th. I think that's the right date, until the 22nd. Registration is by donation only, which is going to the speakers' charities. 100% of registration proceeds are going to the charities. And I mean, even if it's as little as $1 is all you can afford, but if you can give more, that's amazing, because we really want to help these charities. And that also, I'm going to let you put in the
Link
chat.
as well.
Yes, I had it copied. Let me copy it again.
I love the technology that we can use right now.
I know, right?
So practical.
So here, let me copy this.
No problem.
And
it's just incredible. Like, I know that there are people watching who their hearts are burning right now. I know it. I know that their hearts are burning by going, okay, I've always wanted to influence the people that are around me. I just don't know how. And little shy old me, you know, like those thoughts going through our head. Please.
And yeah, and sometimes, like, part of my journey, I found that there was like some inner work that I had to do first, like especially regarding fear. And I actually went through, so most people on here probably don't know. 2 years ago, I fell and I hit the back of my head. I cracked my skull. I got a severe concussion, and I'm still in recovery from it. Like, it stopped my world. Like, I couldn't do a single thing. A month after I hit my head, I tried to wipe down my counters and put a few dishes away, like just a few. And I broke out in a sweat and had to lay down. Like, I had to learn, my brain had to learn how to walk down the block and back. My daughter ended up having to pull me back sometimes. So I have been through a massive change in my life in terms of recovery. And I'm almost there. I'm almost back. And then last year I lost my dad tragically, suddenly, which was horrible. Probably the most pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And I really felt like over the course of those two things, those two life events, I feel like I lost my voice. I was like, I've got nothing left to say. Like they're like, I'm just depleted. I'm done. Like I've got nothing. I still love people. I still love my family, but I'm like, I'm just tapped out. And there was kind of a switch over last summer where I'm like, oh, I need to make a shift. I just don't know what I need to do. And I started seeing Connie, who's now my coach. I started seeing some of her posts, and it just started like pulling, on my heartstrings a little bit. And, she does every so often these free online challenges. And so the first one I did was called getting your back off the wall. And it was like, and every day, like she would speak and she would just, pour into the people who were on these challenges. And then every day there's an action step where you actually dive deep into the inner work that you have to do. It's like, what are the things that are like, what's rising from the ashes of your life? What are you learning in the hard and dark places? Because it's actually these things that are going to give you authority to move into speaking into other people's lives and bringing about change and transformation in their lives. And so, like, if you're in that place right now, like where you're like, I need to make a shift. I need to do something. Like, I'd really encourage you, this online event next week, it would be very potentially life-changing for you. I felt like it ignited something in me. And, it took me a little bit to kind of like make a huge decision, but still it ignited something in me and put me on a path towards where I feel God was calling me. So I just invite whoever is interested.
Yeah, that is so powerful. And it stems from, like trauma basically that has happened to you in different ways. And you can speak from experience that this really helped you, basically saved you.
It really did. Like, sometimes we want to make an impact and we want to make a difference. And sometimes we feel like we're so helpless. Sometimes we feel like we just can't, we don't even know how to take a step forward. We don't even know what the next step forward should be. And sometimes we need someone to pull us up. We just need to reach out and let someone else grab our hand and pull us up out of the pit that we're in. Right. And so that's what Connie was for me, and other lovely friends and people in my life. But
and it's not easy to be honest and vulnerable to even get to that point where you're saying, I need help.
That's right.
Because we're supposed to be everything, all the hats in order. We're a woman. We're supposed to be that Wonder Woman, Instagram, Pinterest perfect person, when in real life, that is not the case.
That's right. Like, sometimes we just need someone to encourage us. We are not meant to do life alone. Nope. That is what, and you know what? We also need beyond our own little families too, or big families if that's the case. But we need people outside of our families. We need to find our tribe. We really do. Those to encourage us and support us, to hold us accountable. Like, I feel like something that I needed was accountability, because sometimes, I know sometimes if you, like, for example, if you're working out at home, you can do, your program would be like, okay, let's do 20 sit-ups or let's do 20 squats. So you do a few and you're feeling tired. You're like, oh, okay, that's enough. I've done 10, good enough, right? But if you go to the gym and you've got a trainer working with you, they're like, no, you can do this. You can do more than 10. You can do like 20. Like, you can keep going. And when you're at 15, you're like, oh no, I can't. They're like, no, you can keep going. And it actually fuels you to continue. Right. So we can, good. When we're with those who can encourage us and hold us accountable, it actually pushes us further than when we try and go on our own.
Yeah. Whew. Well, I need to stop working out at home.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know. Oh my god. And I love what your cup says.
Yes.
Mom with boss.
That's right. This was a gift. This was a gift from my friend for my birthday last year. And actually it took me a while to actually accept the bottom part. I was like, well, that's okay. But I don't know. But I'm coming into it. Let's put it that way.
I love
So,
it.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. This has been such a beautiful moment. Like, I'm
Mm.
so glad you said yes
I'm
to
so
this
glad I said yes.
interview.
Thank you for inviting me, Chelsey. I so appreciate you. I love what you're doing. You're reaching women too. You're reaching I don't know how many people are on here, but way more than like I would have ever imagined, right? So so
There are
cool.
times where I'm like, okay, am I doing the right thing? And then God always reminds me, I have asked you to be that expression of me that nobody else is.
Mm,
And somebody needs that of me.
yes, absolutely. I feel like you bring so much joy and so much life and so much
Oh,
fun. I love your personality, Chelsey. I love you for being you. I love you so much. You're
I
amazing.
love you too. My gosh. Okay, we need to do a retreat, just us.
I agree. I agree. Let's do a ladies retreat and we'll invite everyone live who's on the live to come with us.
There you go.
There you go.
Done. Okay, before we close up, because I don't want to keep you on too long, but um the biggest question I wanted to know, if you could put kind of everything that you have said in three, like, take it to home kind of advice for
Mhm.
whoever's watching, what the next step would be for them. Like, they log off of our interview, what is the next three steps that they need to do?
Well, I would say number one, that's a hard question, Chelsey.
Sorry.
That's okay. Number one, I would say identify some of your barriers. What are some of the barriers that are holding you back from the things that you feel called to do? So identify your barriers, but don't stop there. Identify what your strengths are because it's actually the strengths that God has given you that are going to help you overcome those barriers. So identify your barriers, identify your strengths, and then choose one thing that you can work on to overcome, like one of
Wow.
your barriers. So for me, let's see. One of my barriers is okay, I have a and my coach and I have talked about this. One of my barriers is my mornings. Like I am very slow starting in the morning. It is like the hardest thing for me. And it is kind of magnified with the concussion stuff. Like it just kind of takes me a lot longer to get going in the day. So, and she and I have worked on that a little bit. And so that was one of my barriers. What's one of my strengths? I have a lot of strengths. I'm not quite sure yet which strength will help me overcome that one. But I am a planner. Okay, so I'm a planner. So I can plan out my day. I can say I want to do this by this time and I can actually follow through on that. So,
Wow.
okay. So my mornings, my strength is my planner. I'm a planner. And one thing that I can do to work towards it is actually follow through on
Right.
the plan that I've made. So as an example, that could be.
That's so key. And that is exactly what I know is a hard question. I'm sorry, but you
That's
answered
okay.
it so amazingly because that's exactly what people need to hear. So tomorrow
Mhm.
morning, whenever who are you watching,
Mhm.
if you can take something away from this interview, that right there, identify your barriers, identify your strengths, and choose one thing to work on, is that just that will help you get on your way. But not just that, your sign up to the
Yes.
30 free minute with
Yes.
Nola, because she will also dive deep with you, because that accountability is so key
That's right.
in order for those things that you wrote down to be overcome. Like you need that accountability to say, okay, like you've got 10 more push-ups to go. Let's go. And that's
Yeah.
what Nola's going to do for you. Like, oh, la, 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 la. I'm a night person too. Maybe you need to plan to work some at night.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And, one of the suggestions my coach gave me is find the strength of your day. So if mornings aren't great for you, then find out the strength of your day where you feel like you can get stuff done. So that's another tip. So yes, thank you for
That's
that,
good.
Dawn. That is true.
Yeah, that is so true. And honestly, like that would be 3 o'clock in the morning for me. So because I get my all creativity done when I'm late at night, and I need to work on that. So that would probably be my barrier. My strength is
Mhm.
creativity, and to choose one thing to probably not go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ah,
Maybe set myself an alarm at 11 and
mm,
go get to bed. Like a little
yes.
alarm that says get to bed.
Yes. I don't know how this happened, but I have a Fitbit, and my Fitbit app tells me every night at 10 o'clock that it's time to wind down and get ready to rest, which is actually really nice. I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Well, thank you, Fitbit.
Yeah, that's right.
Next Christmas purchase. My goodness. Okay. Noah, thank you so much again for gracing us with with your
Mm,
knowledge and your wisdom and everything that you've learned, but you've also been super vulnerable and opened with the fact that you're still learning. And I feel like we'd never reach the end. We're always learning, and that's
absolutely.
key, is always be teachable, because there's something that we can learn
I
every
agree.
single day.
And you only really need to be a step or two in front of the people who are coming behind you. You don't need to have it all figured out. So as long as you've got a step or two, then you can help others. So
So
that's
good.
good too. Yeah. Thank you. It's been my honor. It's been my pleasure. I just really love that you invited me. I feel so honored by you. Thank you so much, Chelsey.
No problem. I'm gonna put you in the back room.
Okay,
Stay there, but we're gonna say bye for now.
bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Did you guys take notes? Guys, wow. Just okay, these are like okay. Anyways, who's going to sleep tonight with all of that in their minds? Like, wow. Okay, I think Nola needs to write a book, first of all. That's just that. Because there's just such good stuff that she said that everyone can glean from. Again, you want to influence the world around you, or even expand that and influence the greater world around you. Come on. Come on. Sign up for these things. If you know inside your heart that that's what you're called to do, you're called to speak, you're called to do a moms and tots group, like it's called a moms and tots because there's toddlers that come, and it's like a play date day. It's kind of like a daycare, but moms come and you get to have a community together with moms, and kids get to play together. And so if you feel like you're called to do a moms tots group, hey, take this program. It's just 1 week. It's Monday 18th to the 22nd. You can register with just even a small donation. It's not a big deal, but the investment that you're putting into yourself will go so far, and you will see the fruit in your life. Your friends will see the fruit in your life. Your family members will see the fruit in your life, just by you taking this step to say, hey, guess what? It's time. It's time for my voice to be heard. It's time for me to step into the person that God has called me to be. I am speaking to you. I am speaking to that woman that is watching this right now. Be empowered, be motivated, be inspired by tonight's message. If you missed this whole thing, if you're tuning in just right now, let me tell you, you missed a gold nugget. Go watch the live, or better yet, wait for the podcast to come out. I will show you what the podcast looks like. This is it. Tea Talks with Chelsey. It's on Spotify, Apple, and Anchor. Check that out. We have so far 12 episodes. The newest episode actually is Zena O'Kill, where she talked about her love story with her beau, but also the love reconciliation that happened between her and her mom, because she came out of the Islam religion and became a Christian because Jesus encountered her in a real way in her closet. I mean, come on. What kind of love reconciliation happens there? I mean, go listen to that beautiful podcast. Tonight was full of richness. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys had a good time. Guess what? Next Monday night, we will not actually have a show. I'm going to have a break because it's Easter Monday. And I think everybody should have a break on Easter Monday, eat some turkey or be with your families. So next Monday, we are not meeting. We will be back the following Monday on the 25th. Check out for any of the posters or anything like that. But I had a great time with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Adieu, which means have a good night.